Here's 5 things I wish I knew as a beginner gravel cyclist. Number 1. Gravel is a pretty broad term, and to be honest, we haven't got that much of it in the UK. When I think of gravel, I think of this. But in reality, it's more like this. Gravel is a broad term, it's a bit of an industry buzzword, but really it just means riding off-road. If you're riding in the UK, it's probably going to be a mix of walking tracks, bridleway, mountain bike trail, and some towpath style, like packed down gravel paths that aren't used by cars. It will help you test your skills and stay interesting with a new challenge around every corner. The skills that you learn on a gravel bike will help you on your road bike too. You'll be hopping up curbs and doing all sorts of little things. Just bear in mind that if you sign up to an event or join a local club ride that's advertised as gravel, it might be a bit more technical than just a smooth gravel track. But that's okay. Get off and walk if you need to, trust your equipment, and enjoy yourself. That's the main thing. Gravel bikes are seriously capable. You can ride proper trails on these. Now, I didn't ride a mountain bike in the 90s, but I know people who have. And they'll all tell you modern gravel bikes are more capable than mountain bikes in the 90s were. And they were riding some pretty gnarly stuff still. Reliable light components, disc brakes, tyre technology, all of this stuff has got so much better in the last few years. And it makes for a great experience where you really can push these bikes really far in terms of what terrain you can ride. Here's some clips of Tony riding the black trails at Hamsterley, the local mountain bike park to us. Now, we don't all have the skill set of Tony, but this goes to show, if you do have the skills, what these bikes can do. Now, what Tony is riding here is actually a cyclocross bike, and they're quite similar, but tyre clearance is the thing that sets these bikes apart. Tyre choice can make or break your ride. What you're really riding on: mud, grass, hard packed gravel, rocks. You need to work out what the best tool for the job is, because this can drastically affect how good of a ride you have. If you're riding hard packed gravel like a towpath down by a river or a gravel road, then a slick tyre might still be the best choice in terms of speed. Now, this one is really skinny, this is like a 25mm, but the gravel world champs a couple of years ago, which I think was in Kansas, your classic American style gravel race was one on 34mm slicks. So no real tread on the tyre at all. Bear in mind though, the wider you go, the more comfortable ride you can have, because you can lower the pressure without risk of pinch puncturing. Muddy walking style tracks, that's where you're gonna need knobblies. Now, there's a variety of different tyres on the market that have knobbles. Generally, the closer together they are and the smaller they are, the faster rolling the tyre's going to be, but the less grip that it'll have. The bigger and more spread out the knobbles are, the more grip you'll have, but the slower rolling the tyre will be. And it's a very big difference. On my mountain bike, I've got 2 sets of wheels available. One have cross-country tyres on them, which are quite fast rolling and still knobbly. Then I've got mud tyres, which don't look that much different, but they're significantly bigger knobbles, and it slows you down so much. You're gonna have a way better time riding loose surfaces and mud if you have bigger knobbles, but if you go for skinny slick tyres and then you end up in some mud, you can really end up in trouble. You won't have any grip at all, and you'll be putting the power down and nothing will be happening because your back wheel will just be slipping. Essentially, the message here is choose wisely and work out what surfaces you're going to be riding before you choose your tyres. Quick plug for my tyre video, which I'll put in the link down below, which is all about tyre choice for off-road bikes.
Trail's eating us.
As of today, making this video, most gravel bikes don't have any form of suspension. So all the compliance that your bike is going to have is going to come from your tyres. The wider you go, the less pressure you can run, which leads to a more comfortable ride. If you run low pressures with inner tubes, then you're going to be prone to pinch punches. This is when you hit a bump of some sort, your tyre bottoms out, pinches your inner tube, which is inside your tyre, against the rim, and usually causes a hole, or more often than not, 2 holes. They're nicknamed snakebite punches because you'll get one on each side of the tyre as it bottoms out. Not a great situation, but Tubeless completely eradicates this problem. You haven't got an inner tube inside the tyre at all. There is just air, and sealant, which is just gloopy stuff that should seal any holes that do appear. This means you can run really low pressures with tubeless without the risk of pinch puncturing. It's been the done thing on mountain bikes for years and years. There's a lot of parallels with gravel cycling, and it works so well for this too. Let us know in the comment section, how have you guys found tubeless if you have ridden it? My background is being a roadie, so we always used inner tubes for training and sometimes tubulars for racing. I've had a pretty good experience with riding off-road tubeless, but not so much on the road. I've found that the pressure's a little bit too high and it kind of just spurts out everywhere, and then you end up with like sealant all over you. Not great. But I think the technology is getting better and better, and I'll be interested to see how much better it gets in the next few years. Let us know in the comment section. Tubeless, yes or no? 650Bs can transform your bike ride. These are 650B, these are 700C. They actually look kind of the same. One of them is smaller. 650B is actually 27.5 inch, so that's in mountain bike sizes. It's a very common wheel size, along with 700C, probably the most common bicycle wheel size in the world. Now, the huge benefit to riding 650Bs is that if you're on a slightly older gravel bike that doesn't have as much tyre clearance, or a cyclocross bike, it's a smaller wheel, so you'll be able to squeeze in more tyre, because there'll be more space in between your frame and where your tyre is, and also where your front mech might come close to your tyre. A wider tyre will also sit taller on your wheel as well, so it kind of counteracts the fact that your wheel is smaller. It's still about the same diameter when the tyres are mounted. Now, assuming you've got space, there's no reason why you can't run an actual mountain bike tyre that's 27.5 inch on a 650B wheel. So there's loads of choice if you're in the market for tyres, particularly knobbly ones, which you might need if you're riding in muddy, sloppy conditions. Perhaps choosing this option, choosing a wheel that doesn't roll quite as fast and a big fat knobbly tyre, won't be as quick. But ask yourself, will it be more fun? Here in the Northeast, at least, everyone rides 650Bs around because it's fun. And at the end of the day, that's what cycling's about, right? That marks the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed a few introductory tips to do with gravel. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, I've put all of my tips style videos into a playlist on my channel. So if you go onto my channel, subscribe, and you can see the playlist there. There might be some more videos that you'd be interested in. Thank you as always for watching, and see you guys soon. What was the conclusion there, Tony? Can you ride a gravel or cross bike on mountain bike trails? The answer is yes, if your name is Tony Fawcett. Most people are not called Tony Fawcett and do not have the skill level of Tony. I think you had fun, but a lot of other people who would try and replicate that might not have fun. Yeah, it wouldn't be much fun. Riding it, I don't mind it, but it's got a purpose, hasn't it? I've ridden the cross bike today because I need to get used to riding the cross bike, but if I was a normal person, that would have just been horrible.